excited from the last time that I did my last video. Life has been very busy, so I have a surprise for you. First of all, my husband is moving! Yay! So he's moving by the end of March, and I'm super excited about it. So that's one of the things that has me busy, is kind of like figure out his move and all the parts and logistics of it, because we all know that men don't do it. So I had to fly there to help him kind of sort out through his thing. This video that I wanted to make for you guys is a very personal video because just since he's actually moving here now, we're gonna start a new chapter, finally be done with long distance, because I do not want to do this again. So I just wanted to kind of open a window for all the couples out there that are going through the same thing. Maybe I can shed some light and like some of the fears that are very real when you move your significant other to another state, because it's not easy. It feels like a lot of responsibility. I'm scared. I want him to have the best experience and have him feel at home. So I want to share with you 5 challenges that I've encountered as of right now, and I'm sure it's coming in the future. Even when he moves here, it's going to be even more real. So the first challenge is, what if they don't like it? That scares the hell out of me. I haven't really had much time to discover Minneapolis or Minnesota, so to say that I like it or I don't like it, I don't know yet, but I think I'm also waiting for him to move here so we can both discover it together. Moving to a new city is it's very challenging, so I hope that he feels that this is home, that he can relate to people here, that he can find friends, that he can find all the things that he used to have in Miami. The second challenge that I'm facing right now is, will they adapt? So will that other person, again, feel like they're home, feel like, yeah, like this is where I belong. I don't know myself if I belong here, but I can see myself getting settled down here. Buying a house here is a lot more easier than buying it in Florida or in Texas. I'm super excited about that coming up, but I do want him to feel the same way. Like we could maybe have our roots in Minnesota, which is like very random because we never thought of Minnesota to have our family, but it looks like this may be where we started. We don't know if we'll move from here, but this is where we're starting. So hopefully he does feel like this is home. And I think for a lot of people that's a big yes or no. Even when it comes to accepting new jobs and moving to new cities, it's about like, how is that other person going to feel, and if they're gonna adapt and feel okay with the changes, because it's a whole different world. Challenge number 3, will the relationship be okay? As newlyweds, we have already been faced with a lot of struggles, but I think they're normal struggles. I have a huge fear of him resenting me. I give him props for trusting me and knowing that this job meant so much for me that I had to make the move, and for trusting me with his life, because I feel like he's putting his life in my hands, and that's a huge responsibility as a newlywed, to move them out of their comfort zone and their element, and where they have their friends, where he has been there for 11 years, so 12 years I think. So getting him out of there and getting him to a whole different world, and actually I feel like he's actually moving to the US now, because Miami, sorry guys, but Miami is not the US. This is the real US. We're in the middle of the country and we're right next to Canada. It's cold as it can be, but it's kind of cool. This is the real deal. There's a lot of Americans here, which I am okay with. I grew up in Maryland and I know what that is, but he never did that. So I don't know, I think it's gonna be interesting to see that. And then also, if their relationship will be okay, in the sense of, I don't want him to feel alone. I don't want him to feel like he has to go through that transition alone, because even though I've done this a couple of times, it's important for me that he kind of feels that I'm there with him every step of the way. That closing a chapter, I know it's hard, but I'm with him, and I just want the relationship to kind of keep flourishing, and for this change for both of us to be a positive thing rather than resentment causing more problems, depressions. Like, that's definitely not what I'm looking forward to. But if it comes, I hope that we both have the strength to go through those challenges together and overcome them. So the fourth challenge is, will he or she find a job? I think that a lot of people, that's the first thing that they have on their minds. Is my significant other going to find something that they want to do? I wouldn't want him to move here if it wasn't for the right reason, other than he feels deep down in his heart that it is. I wouldn't want him to move here to be a waiter. I wouldn't want him to move here to be a Lyft or Uber driver, which there's nothing wrong with any of those jobs. It's just that for him, he's so good at what he does that I wouldn't want him to do anything else that he's not happy doing. If he's happy doing Lyft or Uber, I'm glad. I know he'll be happier doing what he loves, which is his career. What if they need to work from home, right? So are you gonna have space to have that little office at home? Unfortunately, we were not able to find an apartment that had that extra space, that extra office space that we wanted, that was within our budget. And just being brand new to the city, we just wanted to be really close to downtown. So we don't have that space. We have to create that space. We do have a pretty large living room, and that's where we're going to create it. But we've had a lot of problems about space and just kind of like figuring out storage. And I am a huge believer in storage bins and little boxes, and he doesn't. So I'm still struggling with storage with him. I'm sure when he gets here, and he'll hopefully understand a little bit more what I'm talking about, just because of the living space. And I want him to be comfortable, and I want him to have his little office set up, but it's a space for two people, and we both have different priorities in our lives, as far as like, I need my vlogging space, and I need my makeup station, and I need this. I know he needs his little office, because it looks like he's going to start working from home, which it's a blessing, because he always wanted to work from home, and it looks like it's going to be a huge possibility. So I'm excited that he will finally get to do what he's been wanting to do for a very long time, like a lot of years. We've been wanting to do that. Another kind of fear that I have, and a lot of people might feel the same way, is like, will they find the small things that they had back where they live? So small things from, will they find the right barber, finding the right doctor, finding the right everything. If you have a wife that you're moving to a new city, will she find a place where she does her nails? Trust me, it's pretty important for us to find that girl that we go to. And I know that you won't be at peace until they get settled and they find all these things that are so important for them. I just hope that we'll discover those things together. And then the last and biggest challenge, what does expectation versus reality is going to look like? And I don't think I've told him all of this, but hopefully he'll hear from this. My expectations are that he's going to come to Minneapolis, and we're going to explore the entire city. We're going to eat our way through the city and drink our way through the city and just discover what Minneapolis is about, as well as Minnesota. I've heard that driving around the state, and even to Wisconsin or South Dakota, like it's a beautiful drive all around. So I'm excited to find all that out. I am starting to work out a lot more, so I want to get into a routine with him also. I feel like he hasn't really discovered a lot of the U.S., and I want him to kind of go through that, seeing San Francisco, all these amazing cities, and just like travel for fun before we hopefully start a family. We want to start it pretty soon, but I want him to get settled first, and I want us to have a life before we start thinking about babies, because I think if we're not in that happy place as a married couple and we don't find our routine as a family of two, then it's very hard to bring a third little person into the world. So I want us to find that moment where we're both okay, where we feel like, okay, we got settled, we like our home, we like all these things, and then think about the next step in our lives. So those were the 5 challenges that I have encountered so far. I hope you guys can relate. Drop me some comments. Let me know if you guys have any more questions about these challenges of moving your significant other to a new state or to a new city if you don't live in the States. I would love to even know what it is to move to a different country. When you move your significant other to a different country, that's a whole different monster. And if any of you have ever done it, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know How did you handle it? What challenges did you have? So that's it. Thank you guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Love you. See you next time.